This week, we're making a cheesecake. To be more specific, it's a non-baked cheesecake. It is one of my all-time favorite cakes. For the crust, instead of using a graham cracker, we're using Biscoff. The only one downside to this cake is you have to let it sit in the fridge overnight. So, that's where we're heading now. Back to yesterday.
To start off, we need to make the base. Now, most people use graham crackers for their base, but I prefer these Lotus Biscoff biscuits. It just makes for a much better base, in my opinion. So, we'll get about that much in there, and we'll bang the top on, and we'll just pulse this down into a nice fine crumb. I'm using 2 packages of these at 250 grams each packet, minus 2 biscuits. I found that is the perfect amount for the base of the cheesecake. I'll leave it up to your imagination what you can do with the 2 biscuits that go missing. Once you've got it all broken down into a nice fine crumb, we're going to add some brown sugar and a little bit of salt. Now, as always, all amounts and ingredients are going to be on the website, traditionalbutnot.com. Okay, once you've got the sugar and the salt in, just go ahead and give that a little mix in. Just makes it incorporate a lot easier. Alright, once you've given the dry ingredients a little mix, we're going to go ahead and add the melted butter. Now, I don't own a microwave, so I had something in the oven before, and I just stuck my butter in there and that melted. That's why it separated a little bit, because I had it sitting for a little bit longer. But it's just fine. Once your butter's in, you just want to go ahead and get that all mixed in and incorporated with the biscuit. Once you've got it all mixed in there, you want to get yourself a springform tin, which is just a tin with a little thing on the side so you can close it up. Now, you want one of these. It just makes things a lot easier when you go to untin it later on, I guess you would say. Just go ahead and pour all the mixture in there. Try not to spill it all over the floor. Okay, once you got it all in there, you just want to go ahead and get yourself some sort of implement that's got a relatively flat bottom, curved on the sides, because we want to go ahead and pack this down nice and tight. You also want it to be coming up the sides, so you just want to go ahead and evenly get it all spread out, and then we're going to go ahead and pack it all down. I like a really thick crust on my cheesecake, so if you don't want yours quite as thick, just go ahead and lessen the amount of Biscoff biscuits you use. But for me, this is the best part of the cheesecake in my opinion. Well, the whole thing's absolutely amazing, but I really like the Biscoff crust. So, as you can see, mine's not really even around the edges, but for me this is looking pretty good. All that really matters is it is nice and tight, and that'll make you nice clean cuts later on. So we're going to go ahead and put this in the freezer while we get the rest of the ingredients together. The next thing you want to do is whip your cream to stiff peaks. Make sure your cream is cold. If it's not cold, it ain't going to whip in a stiff peaks. Talking from past experience here. Okay, we'll put that down and we'll get to whisking. Well, the machine's going to get to whisking. I'm just going to stand here and watch it. Once you've whipped your cream to that consistency, get this removed and we'll get the next ball in there. Next thing you want to do is get your Philadelphia cream cheese. You could be using some other brand, but let's be real here. Philadelphia cream cheese is the only one you should be using. And we're just going to go ahead and plop all that into your mixing bowl here. Once you got all your cream cheese in there, I'm going to go ahead, add your sugar. Now, the best attachment to use here will be the paddle attachment. And we're going to mix this on a medium speed until it's nice and creamy. Once you got your cream cheese and your sugar all nice mixed in, it's looking nice and smooth like that, you want to go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients. So I've just got some powdered sugar here. Now, you could use sour cream, but I'm using creme fraiche. Finally, I got some lemon juice, and I've got the seeds of some vanilla beans. Now, you could use vanilla extract, or you could sub in some vanilla sugar if you wanted, but today I'm using some vanilla beans. We'll go ahead and get this knocked down. We'll go ahead and mix it up, and scraping down the sides as needed. Once you've got your mixture all nicely combined like that, we'll remove it from the stand mixer, and we'll fold in the cream. Now we need to mix the 2 mixtures together. So I guess it doesn't matter which way you go with this. Try not to remove air from the whipped cream. So we're going to be doing this by hand, nice and gently. Now, nice and easily, we're just going to fold the cream into the cream cheese mixture. Once you've got your cream all folded into your other cream mixture, you're going to go ahead and pour it into your base. Just go ahead, kind of work it into all the corners and everything. Make sure there's no air bubbles in it. Now what you're going to do is cover this with some plastic wrap, just like so. Now you want to sit this in the fridge overnight.
Now comes to a point in time in the whole process that's a little bit of the scary moment, to where hopefully it all comes out perfectly. Which, if you just take your time and the help of this springform, it should just slide right out. Perfectly. If yours was having a little bit of trouble to come out, you can get yourself a butter knife and very gently, just, wherever it's getting stuck, just loosen it up with a butter knife. Time to eat the cake. Also, on a quick side note, if I knew that by making YouTube films, I would have been able to eat cake for breakfast, I would have started years ago. As you can see, I have a nice slice in front of me, but this is my favourite cake. We're going in. It's so creamy and surprisingly very light. I like it so much. And this big thick base, it's one of the best parts of the cake. In previous videos, it's something that I haven't tried before. It's something new that I'm experiencing. But this, I absolutely know and love, and I'll be definitely making it again.